how to add my husband into this live, but I don't think he's available right now. I thought it'd be pretty cool to have him on this live since I was going to kind of give you a little back history about Free and on the Road and how I got that name. First, I want to point out to you how shiny and fresh my machine looks. Those stainless steel wipes did wonders on it and it looks amazing. So that is great. This morning, I am going to do a couple different drinks for you. One fun little thing that I saw that was kind of trending was doing an Americano and doing, I guess, a milkless Americano and being able to do like steam. I don't know exactly what they're called, a steamed milkless Americano. So it looked pretty cool. So I thought I would do that first, and then I could be enjoying that drink while I kind of talk to you about some of the backstory of Free and on the Road and how I originally started doing social media and how it has evolved to where I'm at now, which is coffee, and why the name Free and on the Road isn't really coffee related. There is a lot of backstory to that, but I'll kind of dive into that a little bit today. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get my shot pulled for my Americano first. I'm going to be using this portafilter, which is the dual one that comes with the Breville, and I'll show you why when we get to that point. I have my handy dandy scale here. I actually charged it this time because a lot of times I forget to charge it and then I go to use it and it's almost dead. I don't care to use this portafilter as much, to be honest, because it doesn't fit on my scale as well. It's hard for me to balance it on there to get the right weight. As you can see, I can do it. It just is a little harder. All right. Today's coffee is Epicurean coffee. I am using their, I always forget which roast it is. I know this is my favorite roast because they sent me 4 bags of it. Love. I am using the Love Roast today. It is a Colombian coffee. It is a nice bold, it's their darker, bold flavors. I really enjoy that. All right. Go ahead and get that weighed out. I have recently changed coffees in my grinder because I was using, oh my gosh, this scale. There we go. See, that was 16. So we need a little bit more. But I did just change coffees in my grinder. I was using the Round Mountain coffee in my machine. And now I have the Epicurean. There we go. 18. Perfect on the dot. All right, so I'm going to be doing an Americano and I'm going to be steaming one of the shots. So that's the reason why I'm using the dual spout so I can actually make the shots separate. I'm going to put one shot directly into my steamer jug and one shot directly into my Americano glass. I mean, yes, Americano. Sorry. I actually toughed it out this morning and didn't even have a coffee before I jumped on. So that was I don't know if that was a smart one on my part or not, because I haven't had any yet, and I can feel the effects of it. I don't know if you're like me, and if you don't have coffee first thing in the morning, you can feel it. Well, I toughed it out this morning and didn't have coffee. All right, so obviously, since I didn't have coffee, my machine head needs to get warmed up. So we're gonna go ahead and run a single shot of just hot water. I did make sure that my tray was completely cleaned out, and as you can see, my machine is nice and shiny from those stainless steel wipes. All right. So I'm going to actually, on my scale, I'm going to put my cup of ice or my pitcher that I have ice water in on one side and my cup on the other and reset the scale because I'm going to pull one single shot into each one of those. That is why I'm using the Breville um, portafilter here so I can have 2 shots come out at once. That one's always a snug fit. It's really hard to get it in there. All right. So we'll put that in the machine, maybe. Do, do, do. This jug does not fit. Just kidding. I will pull it in the small jug. It didn't fit, obviously. See, when I try to do things live and I haven't tried them yet, sometimes I mess up. That's what happens. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull those 2 shots. We'll hold the double shot button, start the timer like we normally will. We'll get that pre-extracting. That pre-extraction was about 7 seconds, and then I could hear the range going up. A lot of people ask what their espresso range needs to be in. That's what your espresso range needs to be in. It's in the perfect range right now. It's pulling those 2 shots for me. It is not going. What is going on? It's almost like the grinds were too fine, but I pulled a shot. I wonder if when I cleaned the machine this morning, if I knocked my that is not going to work, guys. I'm so glad I'm live for that. Look at that. That was nothing. I got like 2 grams, so that's not going to work. That is really weird. I must have, the only reason why it would do that is if it's too fine of a grind. And I did clean my machine this morning, so what I must have done, it is set to 6, and I rarely ever have it at 6. I must have knocked that knob on accident this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to 8, and we're gonna just try to pull another shot. Well, there you have it, folks. That's what happens when you mess up your settings. That was really weird. I've never actually had that happen after I thought I was tuned in. Let me dump this out and we'll get started again. That was really strange. I've never had um I'm always tuned right in. So I guess this is good. It's pressurized up so that to me means that it was too fine of a grind. It wasn't too coarse. If it was too coarse of a grind, it wouldn't have pressurized up for me. So since it pressurized right up like that, that means that it was too fine and it was pulling way too slow. So that means it was way too fine. So we're gonna go ahead and do that again. I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't have enough grinds in it. Wow. I guess you get to see some live dialing in today, guys, because I don't know what happened there. I went to go pull my shot and it was like at 36 seconds and barely a gram. That's all that came out of it. That was interesting. I thought that I had my machine dialed in, but like I said a little bit earlier, I think maybe I cleaned my machine and maybe I'm thinking that I knocked the grind setting on the side, and so I made it finer than what it was. I made a total mess here now because I was like, I can't believe my shots pulled that way. All right, we're gonna go ahead and measure it. Look, it's 18 on the dot. See, I should have thought when I was at 16, I should have thought, huh, that's really weird. It should have been 18 grams with the settings that I had in there. That makes a lot more sense now. So I must have hit that. So I did change my outer grind setting back to 8, which to me is normally what I have it at is 8, not 6. So what I'm thinking is I must have just knocked it this morning when I was doing that and I didn't realize it or something. All right, so I'll put my little thingamabob in. Got all that in. We're gonna do this again. I dumped that espresso out, so I don't have that espresso in here. There's just a little bit of residue. I mean, I could have rinsed it, but I'm not in a coffee shop, but it's for myself, so it'll be fine. All right, we're gonna try this again and cross our fingers and hope it works. That was really funny. That I guess I should have tried to pull a shot before I went live. At least you know if you have a Breville Barista Express, this happens to the best of us. All right, press and hold your espresso button. Press the timer. Get her going. It's pressurizing up at about 7 seconds like it's supposed to, and it's pouring out like it's supposed to. Worse on one side than the other. Huh. I also did mess with the head this morning because I was trying to clean it all out. I guess I should have ran a shot before I pulled you guys on. That's still a little longer than I'd like. It's pulling, but it's going long. That's really, really weird. Okay. That was a 47-second shot. I'm gonna move my grind up to 9. That was really weird. Anyway, we're gonna try do this Americano like I promised with no milk. So in order to do that, you pull 2 single shots. So I have my 2 single shots. You take your 1 single shot and you put it in your steaming jug with ice and water. So I have ice and water there. All right. There's water still on my thing. That never happens. I should wipe this all down and see if something else is going on. You know what? I'll pull another shot after this and we'll see if I got it dialed in. Maybe I just my dial was off a little bit because my shots are normally 30 seconds every time. But we're going to go ahead and steam this first since we're already here. Good morning, Amir. All right. So I'm going to get my steamer going, and we're actually just going to steam. This starts, I'm actually going to steam my one espresso shot with ice and water. Have you ever tried this before? So, what it's supposed to do is give you an Americano with the froth on the top, but without milk. Okay, so I got my steamer warmed up. I'm gonna get that frothed up like you would milk. It has ice in there, so it gives you time to get a nice froth going. You want to get the same thing like you would with milk. You want it to get that nice, like a whirlpool going, get the nice froth on the top, and then we'll see how this pours. And this will be a hot Americano. It is supposed to take the bitterness away, and that's why even though my shot pulled a little longer than normal, I went ahead and kept it because I figure, you know what? If it's supposed to take that bitterness away, even though it was about 10 seconds longer than I'd like, maybe that'll offset it and be okay. All right. Just getting that frothing right now, and then we're going to pour it and see how this pours. And that's going to be an Americano with no milk. Almost there, guys. I can feel it's getting warm. So I put the ice in it, and from what I learned, I don't know how true this is, but if you put the ice in the water, it gives you more time to steam the Americano or that single shot with the water. That way you can get a nice froth at the top while you're doing the steaming. We're just going to finish the heating up process now. Almost done there. I can feel it's getting warm. It had ice in it, so it takes a little while. Looks like it has a nice little froth on the top. All right. Look at that, guys. It has a nice little froth. So this is an Americano. One shot is in the glass, one shot is in the frother, and we're going to go ahead and pour that froth. And look at that. I mean, I dripped down the cup, but look at that. An Americano with no milk, and it has a beautiful froth. And like I said, shot was pulled a little long, and it actually tastes really delicious. So it must have taken some of that spunk out of that shot because normally when they're pulled a little long, they taste bitter or burnt, and this does not taste bitter or burnt at all. It's like creamy goodness, but there's no milk. Let me grab a cloth. And look, this was like the water and the ice that I mixed with the other shot, and there is some of it left over. I think I could have done a little bit less water. Let me grab a cloth so I can wipe up my disaster that I made here. I was so dumbfounded because I haven't had a shot pull long in so long. I was like not too sure what was going on, but I guess sometimes even the best of us pull a shot too long. All right. Just wiping up my mess here before we get into the good stuff. All right. So that was a Americano with no cream. Oh, look, I still left coffee on my cup. Got to make the cup pretty too, right? That was an Americano with no cream. So if you like to have a nice black coffee, but you want to try something different and you want to try do like, look, I did a little latte art on top of it. You want to practice a little latte art, but you don't want all the cream. This is a good option. Mm. And like I said, it was a little longer shot than it was supposed to, but it tastes spectacular. It actually has really good flavor. I'm gonna have to try make these more often and see if it's something that like when I pull the shot properly, not 10 seconds too long, if it's something better. We'll see. So anyway, getting into my reason that I'm going live today was I wanted to give you a little backstory of Free and on the Road and how I came up with that name. I actually originally started doing a blog back in, I think it was, I would have to check, but my blog is Free and on the Road. I do still have it up. I have not done updates on it. I want to actually tie it all together with this YouTube channel. That's why one of the reasons why I was kind of bringing this up. I would like to tie the blog, my Free on the Road blog, together with my YouTube channel as I have transitioned. The reason why we chose the name Free on the Road and on the road, and the reason why I say we is because it was my entire family. The reason why we chose Free and on the Road is because we decided in 2020, I think it was 2020, we decided to get a camper and move in a camper with, or actually we weren't going to move in a camper, we were just going to live in a camper for 6 months and hit the road. So we left Canada in 2021 with our camper and our four younger children. We have five kids, but our four younger children, and we decided that we were going to hit the road and travel the states for 6 months and then head back to Canada. Well, when we started that journey, my brother had told me, he's like, you have such a cool life and you're doing such a cool thing. You should start like a blog, or, and I didn't have any like Instagram or YouTube or anything like that back then. So I had started a blog and I started blogging some of our journeys and some of the places that we went, because we went from state to state. And when we started, we had to come up with a name. So all the kids and I and my husband, we all sat around in the camper and we were trying to figure out a name of what we were going to call our homeschool. And we decided, since we were free and on the road, we were going to go with that. So we made the name Free and on the Road, and I started the blog Free and on the Road, and that name kind of stuck with me. So that's why my coffee channel doesn't necessarily have a name that's a coffee name, because we actually had used or named our channel, or named my channel, back when we were living in a camper. So then we did the camper life for about 6 months, and we had planned to go back to Canada. And as a lot of you know, I am a I'm an American. My husband's a Canadian. I had gone to Canada, got my citizenship there. We had planned on living there probably forever. Well, we came down here for 6 months and we started just traveling and doing things like that. We really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun with the kids. And my husband was like, "Hey, maybe we should just stay here." So we decided that we were going to stay here and put roots in. And so we actually settled down. We got a place and rented in Iowa for about a year and a half, and he was able to get his green card. And we have now been, then from there, I guess, just like a history of where we kind of how we got to Oklahoma. From Iowa, we were just trying to find a place that we could live, that we could afford, that we all liked. And I don't know, we looked at quite a few places between Oklahoma and Arkansas, and the house that we bought, if you follow my Free and on the Road Instagram from back in the day when I first started, I actually had transitioned from an on the road, like being on the road, to remodeling. And I did all the remodeling of the house on our Instagram. So if you have followed my Instagram Free and on the Road from the beginning, a majority of that is a remodel of the house, because we have taken this house down to the studs, and you can still see this house is a work in progress. But I kept the name Free and on the Road because that was just my name. And our goal is to still travel and do a lot of things like that. So then, as time goes on, I realize that, you know, although I love remodeling our house, mm, I don't know, take that lightly. Although I love having a remodeled house, I don't want to be doing that for the rest of my life. So then I wanted to focus my channel more on the things that I really love. And one thing that's always stood true to my heart has been coffee. So if you know me from even when I was young, I know like a lot of my friends, even from when I grew up in Hawaii, and a lot of my friends, they still message me and be like, "You still love coffee, hey?" Yep, keep on brewing, right? So anyway, that was kind of how the whole coffee thing started, because we were still traveling. Even though we settled in Oklahoma, we were still traveling. And I wanted to, every time we traveled, I wanted to try a new coffee shop. So that was kind of how that transition happened from me being or from us being free and on the road traveling, and then us being free and on the road, us fixing our house. And now I am free and on the road, a coffee specialty connoisseur. My goal with this channel is to teach you how to be a home barista. My goal is also to be able to take you into some of these specialty coffee roasters, so that you can see how they're roasting these beans and you can learn how to choose the correct beans, so that you can make the best coffee at home. And so when you go traveling too, I've already tried a bunch of these coffee shops, and okay, that's going to be a good coffee shop, because there's nothing worse when you're traveling than going to a coffee shop and the coffee tasting terrible. I mean, I've had that happen many times before. So, I mean, that's kind of the history of where Free and on the Road came from, and where the name came from, and where I'm going at this point. And my idea now is I would like to continue to do lives with you guys at least once or twice a week, maybe three times if I have enough time. And my goal is to also do a long form video with some sort of tutorial. My next one is coming out next Friday. So I would like to get out to you a tutorial video every other week. I am still a very busy mom. I am busy raising kids and homeschooling, and my husband, Cruising with Kevin, and I do a lot of traveling. So if you haven't checked out our travel channel, Cruising with Kevin and Jennifer, you can see the full travel. On this channel, I'm only going to highlight the coffee shops that I go to. I will not be highlighting all the other travel that I go to. You will see all the other travel on my Instagram and maybe on my Facebook, but not on this YouTube. This YouTube will be dedicated to any of my coffee making, and it'll be dedicated to all of my coffee shops. So, any coffee shops or coffee roasters that I am going to visit or partner with, they will be on this channel. I try to do a short of every coffee shop that I go to, as long as I feel like it's something that I feel like they're a good coffee shop and I want to share it with you. I do share all the coffee shops that I actually absolutely love, and I will continue to do that. And I will be partnering with a bunch of these coffee shops as I travel. There's a few that have already contacted me that want to be in the loop of being on some of my live feeds and things like that. I actually have in the works a coffee shop that am going to be doing a live with, so he can help me learn how to do my latte art better, because as long as you know, I've been struggling with that. I know my biggest struggle right now is the frothing of the milk. I know it sounds like crazy, but I really believe that if I could get my froth right, I could probably figure out my pour. Mm, this is really spectacular. You guys are going to have to try this. This was an Americano. It was an Americano with no milk, but it was frothed. So, I mean, if you want to learn how to do it, I did it in the beginning of this. Otherwise, I'm sure there's lots of videos out there on how to do it. But you guys really got to try this. It tastes amazing. So anyway, that's kind of my goal with this channel. Am just really, for me, coffee has always been a big part of my life. It's been a big part of my family. It's really funny because my siblings and my kids all love coffee so much. That's something that always kind of brings us together. My brother does a lot of traveling, and he brings a lot of coffees back. And he also is a coffee connoisseur. He brings his espresso setup with him wherever he travels. So he is the one that originally got me into an AeroPress. I used to do drip coffee. I actually had an espresso machine back in the day. I think it was like a Cuisinart espresso machine back before they were really popular, but you couldn't time your shots or anything like that. This Breville Barista Express is way farther advanced than that. I would like to upgrade my espresso machine eventually, but that's just because there's a lot of cool tools out there. I mean, and who wouldn't want to upgrade their espresso machine, right? So I don't know if there's any other things. Like, I had a couple other people ask, like, what kinds of things I'm going to be covering, and that's kind of it in a nutshell. That's kind of the things that I would like to cover, is just the getting to know coffee shop owners. I think that in order for the specialty coffee industry to thrive and grow, we need to support our small roasters. There are so many small roasters now. They're popping up all over the place. And I think the small roasters and the coffee shops that are having people come in and doing cuppings and giving their opinions of their coffee, that's what's going to make this industry have the best coffee. And it takes you and me uh, to be able to experience that and share that with each other to help grow that small roaster community. The number one thing, I mean, I see it on my feed all the time. They say, okay, the number one way to make good coffee. Guess what? It's to get good coffee. If your coffee doesn't have a roast by date or an expiration date on it, or the expiration date is a year out, then that's probably not fresh coffee. So, anyway, my plan is to finish this Americano this morning because I haven't had my coffee yet. And then I am going to make me an eggnog latte because I mean, it is that time of year. I did get in an argument with my son. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but I don't think I've seen eggnog all year. He swears to me that he sees it in the grocery store all year. I think he's wrong. I think it only comes out in November, and it's out November, December, sometimes January, and then it disappears again. Do you guys see it in your store throughout the whole year? Because I mean, I definitely haven't. I don't know. This is so good, guys. So good. We are definitely going to pull another shot because that uh what do you call that? Because that shot was off. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Mm. Don't you wish you had this? I wish I could make all of you coffee. That's like my favorite thing to do is make people coffee. I have coffee parties sometimes, and my friends come over, and I just am like, "What coffee do you want next?" And then I get to try all my different fun concoctions because I don't. I mean, I can only drink so many coffees a day, and I can only drink so many different flavors, right? So like some of my favorite coffees is the golden milk tea, which I think I made that on a live not that long ago. The golden milk tea with a touch of fresh honey. That's one of my go-to favorite drinks. Um, this time of year, I hate to admit it, but I am a pumpkin spice latte junkie. I don't like it as sweet as they make it at like a regular coffee shop, and I do make my own homemade pumpkin spice. So I think that it actually tastes like my pumpkin pie. I use the same seasoning that I use in my pumpkin pie. Turn this here so you can see me making this coffee since that's what it's all about, right? All right. So I do make my own pumpkin spice for uh my pumpkin spice lattes. That was 18.8, guys. That one was perfect. So let's see if this shot pulls perfect because I don't know what happened on those first two. I got it turned to a 10 now on my outer grinder. It was at a 6 this morning, and I've never have it at a 6, so I really really believe I knocked it when I was cleaning it this morning. But my machine looks clean. Look at this. Look how beautiful my machine looks. I mean, come on now. I hope you enjoyed hearing some of the history of my name and where I'm going, and I hope to have you guys stay along for a long time. I am planning on my website, Free and on the Road, which was my blog. I'm missing my thing here. My blog, Free and on the Road. Good morning. I am planning on integrating my YouTube into that page so that I can continue on the story from there. So that is something that I am continuing to do. So if you want to find my blog, it is Free and on the Road. I haven't posted on it in a really, really long time, but I will be getting those integrated really soon here, and hopefully I can uh, I can kind of bring that all together because I do have a bunch of coffee roasters that I want to be able to highlight on that blog and kind of talk about and show you what roast they have. So I'm hoping I can kind of do both, but we'll see how much time I have because this YouTube already takes a lot of time. If you've ever done YouTube or any sort of videoing, you know that this kind of stuff takes a really, really long time to put it all together. So it's not like I just come out here and I do a quick live and that's all I do. I have to do a lot of research and things like that. So I'm actually giving you good content and teaching you guys how to actually do things properly. All right, we're gonna go ahead and try pull this shot again, and we're gonna cross our fingers that I have it dialed in this time because I'm gonna make this as an eggnog latte. All right, it's pressuring up like it's supposed to. It's coming out like it's supposed to. We're at 20, 26, oh, 30. That one pulled just a touch fast. Sometimes I think it's this because I changed portafilters and I have it dialed into this portafilter. I wonder if that's what it was. But anyway, that was not too bad. That was a 26-second shot. I am going to turn it down just a notch. We're going to turn it down to 9, just one notch to have it where it needs to be. But I mean, the creme on that looks beautiful. The shot smells amazing. So I think, good morning. I think that was pretty good. That was a pretty good shot. So I actually, since I have this Americano in my frother here, I need to dump this out somewhere. We'll just dump it out here. My sink is all the way over there. Hello, good morning. All right, so we're gonna do an eggnog latte now. So in order to do my eggnog latte, I do 2 ounces of eggnog and 2 ounces of oat milk. You can do 2 ounces of any milk that you would like. I just have oat milk because that's what I normally use. I do try to stay dairy free, but don't think that eggnog's dairy free because it definitely is not. But it's pure amazingness, pure amazingness. All right, so that was about 2.5 ounces. Whoops. So we'll go about up to 5 ounces on this. It's like a 1-to-1 ratio. So you're gonna go 1-to-1 of your milk to your eggnog. So like if you're doing dairy milk, you do 1 part dairy milk, and then you would do 1 part of the eggnog. All right. I still have this Americano to finish, but I wanted to show you guys making this eggnog latte one more time because I know a lot of you. Do you want me to come to you for a drink and then go to the gym? Sure, come on over. Mm. You can just meet me at the gym. I bring coffee to the gym too, but I'll work you hard. That's for sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this eggnog milk. This oops, I forgot to warm up my steamer, guys. My brain's not working. You got me caught off. You threw me off my loop when you asked if I wanted to go to the gym and have coffee. Those are my two favorite things. Gym and coffee is where it's at. I'm telling you. I actually have one of my best friends. She comes to the gym in the morning, and even if she doesn't work out, I bring her a coffee. So that's kind of like my thing is making her a coffee in the morning. She hasn't had one all week though because we've been both been really busy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get that eggnog steamed up. Hopefully, I can get a nice microfoam on it, and if I do, I'll pour a latte art. But I am kind of failing at getting this whirlpool started this morning, so we'll see. There it goes. There it goes. I don't know how I got so many people on here that are spammers today. Why are you guys spamming me in another language? I mean, I appreciate the likes, but I don't know what you're saying. I don't know how you learn how to make coffee when you don't speak my language. All right, almost there, guys. It looks like I microphoned it pretty good. We'll see when we pull it out. Have you guys seen those handles that they have for this Breville Barista? They actually have these really cool handles for the Breville Barista so that it's not this little switch. I want to get one of those too. Those are pretty cool. Well, guys, that looks like a really, really nice froth. I almost wish that I had my phone available so that I could actually record the latte art because this foam is beautiful. I guess I got to finish my Americano so I can drink my eggnog next, right? Ooh, there we go. All right. This is a pretty, pretty foam. All right. If I get this latte art, we will be surprised. Maybe. We'll see. Sometimes I think I pour it too fast. So I've been trying really hard to like be a little more gentle with my pour. I almost got like a little tulip there. You see that? The froth was beautiful. I mean, that's really all that matters. Froth is amazing. I have a nice, I'm going to pour a little of this froth on top because it's going to taste better. I have a beautiful microphone this morning. So when I drink this, it's going to taste spectacular. That shot was so perfect. I'm so happy that I fixed the dial-in problem that I had at first. The dial-in problem was obviously me cleaning my machine. So, to learn from my mistakes, here are 3 of the top mistakes that I have done. 1, make sure you fill up you see this? Your water. Make sure that is full. If that is not full, your shots will not pull properly. Number two, when you clean your machine, make sure you know what your grind setting was at before you started and put it back to what that grind setting was so you don't have to mess up on your mm, espresso and they come up perfect like this every time. There was a number three, but I don't remember what it was. So I guess that's all for today. Well, anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed hearing the backstory of Freeing on the Road. Like I said, you can check out my old blog, Freeing on the Road. I will be updating it eventually so that all my YouTube gets pulled over there and all of my platforms kind of come together. But I have enjoyed this journey as I've progressed in my social media from blogging to Instagram and now YouTube. You guys have treated me really well on YouTube. Please, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. It does help. Every time I get a new subscription, it gets me that much closer to getting into the monetization. I would love this to be something that I can actually monetize, and I need your guys' support. So please like, share, follow, all of those things. And don't forget, I also have a buy me a coffee link below. Anything that you pay into anything that you donate to the buy me a coffee goes directly to this channel, directly to coffee that you see in this channel, and tools that I will bring into this channel to show you and learn how to use. So check that out. Um, I really appreciate all my supporters this week. I've had quite a few people actually donate with Buy Me a Coffee, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for all my loyal watchers that have been here from the beginning. Thank you for my friends and family that have watched from the beginning times when we were in the camper all the way to now being in a house and actually making home barista coffee at home. I really appreciate it. Keep on brewing and have a wonderful day.